Hello and welcome to episode 10 of My Planet Coaster Park. In this episode we are going to be building a city area in the park. Now this did take me a good few hours to build, so it's going to be a long episode today. And we start off by building a coaster in this area, which is a B&M Hypercoaster and is over 200 feet. So it's the tallest coaster so far in the park. It probably will be by the end of this series. But I've decided to build a nice long coaster at the back of the park, which should give a nice view at the front of the park. So obviously the B&M Hypercoaster has this traditional Camelback Hills, a nice big drop at the beginning, and there is a block break section which should hopefully give us some extra trains onto the track. So here we have the first building in this area. The inspiration of this area is going to be like New York. So obviously in New York there are a load of tall buildings and alleyways. And later on I will build a little park in the area, which obviously gives us some variation throughout the whole area. So I found this building on the Planet Coaster I actually think Planet Coaster provided this himself. Obviously that building you can see that's already placed down. I took some inspiration off that and not copied it fully, but I've took some pieces out of it and made it into my own building, which obviously I don't want to copy them fully because that'd be a bit boring otherwise. And I've built my own road as well, and I don't think I actually show it in this episode, but I do put some cars down onto the road, so obviously the scenery will look much better like that. And I go all the way around the buildings with the road, and I leave the middle bit like a little alleyway. And I have decided to put the cars on the left hand side of the road. You American guys prefer to drive on the right, but I decided to put them on the left because that's how we do it in the UK. And now we are building the main queue/coaster building. This is going to be one of the tallest buildings in the area. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, you'll see later on. I found this building in the workshop, which looked quite useful to me and should help because this area is going to take a long time to build if I don't use some of the workshop items that I have found. So they're definitely going to be very helpful to use. And now we're going to build the main coaster building. in my opinion, it isn't very exciting. I tried to make it like a big office area, which I think turned out like that. I also didn't make the queue line very immersive. I just built a big box around the queue line. Obviously I did want to build the queue line a bit more immersive than it was, but I just didn't have much time to do it otherwise, and this episode would have taken way too long to build, and it definitely wouldn't have been out as it is right now. As you can see here, I've copied the building I already built and then just copied it into the 4 boxes that I already made, because it all looks the same really, most of the buildings, because otherwise it would have taken way too long to build basically the same building I was going to build anyway, so I might as well just duplicated it. I have done some extra bits off camera, because otherwise it'd be a bit boring just showing you the same repetitive steps. And obviously on the other side of the street you can see there is another building. That one there, Planet Coaster already made, and I just popped it in because it saved me a bit of time, and it's going to be similar to this building, so I might as well just copied one and then made one myself just to make it original. And here's like the play park in the area. I was going to go with a swing ride, but I already built that in the mythical area, so I've decided to go with this bigger swings. Obviously I would have wanted to go with the little swings, but I'm not going to have the same ride in the park. So these swings are the next best thing. Now I'm building a little residential area that's not in the main town, which will give us some nice variety throughout the area. And I do theme these houses off camera just because they're all the same. And now we have, in my opinion, I'm not sure if I like it, but I found so many different pre-made skyscrapers in the Steam Workshop, which I think themes the area nice, but the one problem is they're quite big and they do make the other areas not as immersive. So like, as you can see in the dragon area, you're coming out the coaster and you see these massive buildings, which clearly isn't a medieval theme. So that's the one really problem I have with this area. I think it themes the area nice, but it also makes the other areas not look as themed as it could be because of these massive skyscrapers you can see across the whole entire park. But I've decided to place some buildings through the coaster. Looks like you're riding through the buildings, which look quite cool in my opinion. I guess you can kind of say, well, I kind of got inspiration on this coaster through the Big Apple coaster in Las Vegas, so I think it looks a little bit like that. Obviously this one doesn't do inversions, but I think I got the building aspect through on this ride. But otherwise, I think this area turned out pretty good. It's definitely not the worst area in my opinion. It probably isn't the best coaster in my opinion. I definitely think the mythical area is definitely better. But this area did take me quite long, so I've got to be somewhat happy with it. So I'm just going to add some little touches in the area just to add some more detail to it, because it was looking a bit bland with just a building and some windows. And I was going to name the building Coaster Central Headquarters, but that didn't really fit, so I had to pick Coaster Quarters. It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, Coaster Quarters was the best I could do. And to finish off the area, I added a maze in the play park area. I think it looks pretty cool. It's not the biggest maze, but it's a little detail like this which adds to the area quite nicely. It would be cool though if the guests could run around the area to try and explore the maze, but you can't do that on Planet Coaster. And I'm thinking there's only going to be 1 or 2 more areas in the park. I haven't completely finished this area, but that really won't take too long because I've done most of it. But there isn't many episodes left as Planet Coaster 2 is coming out. I need some more area ideas. So if you guys have any more area ideas, let me know in the comments down below. There are a couple ideas that I could do, but if you guys have any more ideas, I would really appreciate it. In this last bit I do in this episode, before you see the coaster POV, I found these nice looking graffiti in the Steam Workshop. I probably could add some more stuff to the ground, but I'd already spent so much time building this area and I wanted to get this video out to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of My Planet Coaster Park, and I'll leave you with the coaster POV. If you've enjoyed the video, why not click on this video? It's free, so why not?